Saludos a toda nuestra gente. Yo soy Shiny Díaz de Tu Casa Long Island, señores. Muchísimas gracias por su fiel sintonía. Y hoy estamos muy felices porque ustedes saben que creamos este programa para informar a nuestra gente, para enseñarle a nuestra gente y guiar a nuestra gente en todo lo que tiene que ver con la compra, venta y las inversiones también. Y hoy tenemos un programa en inglés. Okay, we have a special show today, and that's why we have our dear friend, Nicholas Raimondi. Did I say it right?
Yes. You said it right, but you spelled it wrong.
Okay. Okay, we have Nicholas Raimondi.
Correct.
Correct?
That's it. Yeah. You said
Good.
it right.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
We're so happy you're here because I know we have a lot of information that a lot of people need because we want to do flips, we want to buy houses, and we want to renovate it, we want to make money, and what a great opportunity that we have you here so you can talk to these people how we can do this, okay?
Perfect.
So who is Nick? We want to know first, who is Nick?
Nick is a lender, okay? He lends mortgages and private money. So I know, on this episode, you want to gear this more towards the private money lending, fix and flips, investments, and, how to help people build portfolios, whether it's, rentals or portfolios of flipping properties. So that's who Nick is.
Amazing. So, Nick, the private money is what we call also hard money loan.
Correct.
Right?
That's right.
That's right. Okay, well, let's start.
Let's do it.
So, what are the current interest rates for the house flipping loans in New York State and Long Island?
So, it depends a lot on experience, okay? The more experience you have, the lower the rate. So for your best flipper right now and your best investor with a ton of experience, 9.5%. For a newbie, around 11%.
Because of the
experience.
risk.
The experience, correct.
Of course.
Less experience, more risk.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's why we are here, because, we have experience and we can guide these people that they don't have this experience. And it's amazing. I mean, you can make a lot of money and you can always start with the first one, and you have Nick, you have me, because we have an amazing inventory in my broker's office in Island Advantage. And we have everything, people, here. Don't worry.
And guidance, too. Guidance,
of course. Is huge and it's key also, guidance.
100%.
Yes. So can you provide details on the different type of loan available for house flipping projects?
Sure. Well, there's a lot of different ways you can flip a property, right? There's your regular quick renovation, paint, kitchen, all that stuff, right? Which, for a project like that, we would provide you with 90% of the purchase price.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a low down payment, just 10% down. And then we'll give you 100% of the renovation money as long as the deal makes sense, right? So, you need a professional like you or me, to do the numbers to make sure that it's a good investment, okay?
Correct.
And it's actually a good opportunity. And whatever the value of that house is going to be, whatever you say that this investor could sell for, we'll lend up to 70% of that. Right?
Correct.
So if the resale is going to be $600,000, we'll want to do 70% of the $600,000.
Amazing, amazing. Mm-hmm. So lo voy a decir en español. Ustedes ofrecen el 90%, le dan el 90% del valor de la compra de esa propiedad para esa inversión. O sea, casi todo, señores. So 90% is amazing.
That's on just the fix and flip.
Correct.
If you want to go into something like new construction, right? Buy a piece of land, build the house. That requires a little more money down or skin in the game, right?
Yes.
So it's more riskier. So something like that, you'd have to put around 30% down on the piece of land, and then we'll lend you the money to build. But you need your money to start. So you'd have to start the project, foundation, framing, and then we could start, helping you out and giving you the money to finish up the project.
Correct. Okay. Well, amazing.
Yeah.
So what loan to value ratio do you typically offer for the house flipping ventures?
So going back to the experience, 10% down, light experience, right? With 0 projects or, 1 to 2. Well, anything below 5 projects, you'll need around 20 to 25% down, to get in there.
Correct.
But I do always tell people, especially when they're newer in the business, find a partner for the first deal who has the experience.
Yes.
Put less money down and you'll have that, that guidance and, on-site experience to help you out with the project.
Correct. And that's how we've been able to help people to get into the flipping and investments deals in projects.
100%.
Yes. So are there any specific eligibility criteria for obtaining a house flipping loan in New York?
There is, although it is private money and it's not like, obtaining a regular conventional or FHA mortgage,
Yes.
you do have to have a credit score above 600 and you can't have any recent foreclosures or bankruptcies. Okay.
Okay.
So going back to the risk factor, you have to make sure that, you're not too much of a high risk for us to lend out our money, on a fix and flip project if you have those recent, foreclosures or some sort of bankruptcy.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, so how does the approval process work and how long does it usually take?
Mm-hmm. So with these kind of loans, really it's asset based and the asset is the house.
Patience is...
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we really want to see that the project makes sense. So that's really, the first
Absolutely.
step. And then once we figure out that the project makes sense, we'll vet the borrower, look into the background of the borrower. Super clean. It could take 2 days to get approved and funding ready. With some issues in the background or some questions we have, it could take up to a week, up to 2 weeks to get the loan.
Excellent. Yes. And everything is a process, like everything in life.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I love about how you work and how you go through these deals with the clients is that it's very professional. You're very professional, organized, like step by step, and you really get it done.
Thank
like
you. I appreciate
I've been like, he's the best. He's the best.
Thank you.
That's why you've been very successful, right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, so what documentation is required during the loan application process?
Okay.
Documentations.
The biggest thing and the most important thing, what I tell every investor, experienced, new, everyone, the budget. The budget is most important. So what you're going to do to that house, right?
Yes.
You could get a good deal, right? Very, under market value, good deal. But if you don't know your budget, what you have to put into the house, the renovation budget, you could get crushed. So that's the number one thing that you need.
Yes.
So aside from that, driver's license, LLC or corporate documents, right? Because we'll only lend money to an LLC or corporation. The loan wouldn't be directly in your name, so it doesn't report on credit.
Yes.
None of that, okay? That and then a quick application, 3-page application, assets, any properties owned, your name, social, date of birth, or tax ID if you have one.
Yes.
And that's it. It's super, super easy, quick application.
It really is. It really is. Señores, es muy fácil ir por el proceso de plan. Se lo voy a decir en español porque tenemos también una audiencia en español. Es muy fácil hacer la aplicación para este tipo de inversiones, de flipping. With Nick, I don't know other places, but con Nick es muy fácil hacer una aplicación para obtener un préstamo para inversiones. Así es que si usted quiere hacer inversiones, señores, este es el año. Usted solamente tiene que llamar a Nick. Ahí están los contactos en pantalla para que haga ese sueño, esa inversión, porque en este tiempo estamos buscando formas de crear más ingresos, de generar más ingresos. ¿Y qué mejor que hacerlo a través de real estate, que es una inversión segura? Es de las inversiones más seguras que usted puede hacer, pero trabajando con profesionales. So we're going to go to a pause right now, and then we come back.
Solo buenas vibras, por aquí, por Latino Mix. Dale play a tu bocina.
Ok, mi gente, bienvenidos de regreso a tu casa Long Island. Seguimos aquí con Nicolás Raimondi, nuestro invitado especial. Okay, Nicolás, let's keep going with the questions about flipping. Let's make money this year.
100%.
Yes. So are there any restrictions on the type of property eligible for house flipping loans?
Yes, there are.
Definitely.
I get it. It's a good question because I get phone calls every day on this. So right now, primarily, we really only want to lend on 1 to 4 family residential properties. Okay. No commercial buildings, no restaurants, and more so no co-ops. So we don't want to lend on that, just 1 to 4 unit properties. The reason we don't lend on the co-ops, which people ask me every day, is because you don't actually own the actual real estate. You just own the space. So we want to be able to lend on something that, we could own, and it's,
Yes.
that's it. But 1 to 4 units too, no commercial.
Perfect. So can you explain the terms and conditions associated with the loan, including repayment schedules and interest accrual? Can you spell it for me? Can you pronounce it for me? Accrual.
Yep. So these loans are usually 12 to 24 months, depending on how big the project is. Okay. But there's no prepayment penalty. So if you buy it and you want to sell it the next day, you could do that, and you'll pay the 1 day of interest. That's it.
Oh, okay.
What determines the terms that we give as far as 12 or 24 months is how big the project is. To build a house on Long Island or in the boroughs from the ground up, it's going to take longer than the 12 months. Okay.
Yes.
So, and you agree. I mean, you've been involved in these kind of projects. So that's why we'll allow a longer term.
Correct.
Now, if you do take a 12-month regular fix and flip loan and, you do need a little bit longer, we will extend the loan, of course, with some extension fees, which is usually 1 to 2% for every, 6 months to extend the loan. And that's about it. 12 to 24 months. I've never really done anything longer than that. You don't want to hold it for too long. These are interest-only loans. So the longer you hold it, the more it takes away from your profit and the more interest that you're paying.
Yes.
So really the goal should be to be in and out of these projects. If it's a fix and flip, I would say between 6 and 9 months.
Yes, the max.
100%.
The max, because it's like you said, the more you wait, the longer you take, the less, you're going to
every month you're paying interest, and every day, the more you hold the project, the more money you pay.
Yes.
So you should always be prepared. I always tell people try and get in and out between 6 and 9 months.
Yes.
Before 6 months, it's kind of hard, to renovate a property, list it, sell it, but it's possible.
Yes.
So.
Well, especially in this market right now, because we don't have that much inventory.
There's nothing.
So we're looking for inventory every single day for our buyers, our clients. So that is the best way. Just get it done as soon as possible, right?
100%. We need more inventory out here.
Yes. Well, we have an amazing inventory, and
Yep.
So people, if you're looking for the right inventory for the investments, we have it all in Island Advantage. So you need to call me.
And everywhere in Long Island. You guys are all over.
All over.
Nassau, Suffolk. Every time I see a new house on the market, it's you guys.
Yes. We really had an amazing inventory. And let me tell you, every week we have a fresh, new coming inventory. So that's huge.
I'm on the email list. I get it every Monday. I see it.
Yes.
A lot of houses.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so let's go to a pause, and then we come back with more questions and learning more with Nick today.
Solo buenas vibras. Solo buenas vibras. Por aquí, por Latino Mix. Por Latino Mix. Dale play a tu bocina.
Hello, and we are back here with Nicolás Raimondi. Correct?
Thank you. Yup, you said it right.
Well, we're very happy because we are learning today, and I am learning today a lot with you. So let's go to the next question. What is the maximum loan amount available for house flipping project, Nick?
So there really is no maximum loan amount, but again, going back to what we spoke about earlier, is the experience part, right? If you're a first-time investor, it's going to be really hard for us to, give you a loan for a couple $1 million, even over $1 million, because that's a whole different ball game and a whole different market. So you would have to have experience for something like that. But I mean, we have the funds available, and we could end up to $10 million if the project made sense for the right, experienced investor. So there really is no maximum, but there is a minimum.
Yes.
And it's nothing under 80,000. We want to,
Yes. Wow, up to 10 million?
Yeah, no, it's possible to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we haven't done a loan that high quite yet. I mean, they've come to us, but it just didn't really make sense. But it is available. So
what
it
is
possible.
the highest that you have done?
The highest that I've personally done, probably in that space, on the hard money space, probably about 4 million. But the company, there was a loan that we did do that was around 7 million. I didn't bring in the deal, but it was that. I think that was the highest.
And how was the situation in this deal? I want to learn more about this deal.
The deal that I had?
Yes.
It was an experienced builder with a subdivision. So it was a piece of land, and he built 4 houses on it.
Amazing.
Okay. And it was out east, Suffolk County, New York. So, values were a little bit higher.
Yes.
Building materials a little bit higher. You got to use better quality stuff. And, that was the highest one I've done. And it was a successful project, too.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, amazing.
Yeah.
So how does the loan disbursement process work? And what milestones trigger fund releases?
Okay. So we do fund at the closing table. So the purchase money, table funding, right? But the money for the renovations get released and dispersed in draws. So as the investor, you have to start the project. So you have to lay out the money to do the demolition, roof side, whatever it is.
Yes.
Then we send an inspector out and we wire you the money. So you do have to have that money to start the project, and then we release it back to you. So it's almost like you get reimbursed. So we don't give the renovation money up front.
Correct. So let's say I want to purchase a $450,000 property that is a foreclosure. It needs everything, but the comps that I have after renovations are about $700,000. So how much do I need in order to purchase this property and start?
So, it depends on who the investor is and the experience, but let's say it's someone, who's done 3 to 5 flips before, which counts as experience. You need the 10% down, so that's about $45,000.
Correct.
And then New York State, I would always estimate, to be safe, around 5 to 6% of closing costs. Okay.
Correct.
You have your title charges, New York State mortgage tax, attorney fee. So I would say around that.
That is amazing. Okay, so you don't need $1 million. You don't need 500. You don't need a lot of money. You just need this 10% and this 5 or 6% for the closing costs.
You could really do 0% down. We do have that program. However, it would be a JV, a joint venture.
Yes.
Where, if you did find a project and you don't have the funds available, we would partner with you. No money out of your pocket. You just bring the project and we do the project together.
That's amazing. I want to do one of these.
Definitely. Find the property.
Yes. Well, I'm going to review my inventory so we can get this property, right?
Definitely.
Yes. So can you explain the appraisals and inspections required for a house flipping loan?
So the appraisal is going to be based on the after repair value. So going back to what we discussed earlier,
Yes.
you need to have a good budget. You need to know what you're going to do to that property. Because when that appraiser goes out to that property, he's going to base the value off of your budget.
Yes.
Right? So adding things like a new roof, a new kitchen, those raise the value of the property. Okay. Now in the investment world, a lot of the times you can't get into the property. There might be squatters. It might be boarded up because it's been sitting for so long.
Yes.
So we could do a drive-by appraisal as well, meaning that we don't have to get into the property. Appraiser stays in his car, drives by, takes a picture, and does his appraisal value based off of the picture and, the comparables in the area.
Yes. Yes, we also have a lot of houses right now that foreclosures, great price, but there are people living there, so it's really tough.
Yeah. I mean, look, a lot of investors still buy those properties. You just have to be prepared and budget in, to hold it a little bit longer to help the people get out, get an apartment, get into a different house.
Yes.
And so you always have to keep that in mind. But,
of course.
Buying an occupied property isn't the worst thing. There's a lot of opportunity.
Absolutely.
As long as you're willing to help the people that are in the house.
Yes.
Find something else.
Yeah, it depends on the investor because, of course, if this is going to be your first investment, it's not going to be, it's not going to be good for you. But we have a lot of experienced investors that they just don't care. They're taking the time for the eviction process and all these, because it takes time and money.
Aside from the eviction process, there's a lot of times where people see that the property's occupied and don't bother to knock on the door, right?
Yes.
So there's also been situations where an investor has saw an occupied property, went, knocked on the door. Oh yeah, we're planning on leaving the next month. And it worked out great because a lot of people, steered away from the property.
Yes.
But it ended up being, a good opportunity because the people had planned to leave and vacate the property. So.
Correct. Correct. Well, we have the whole team here we have all the solutions for any kind of investor.
Definitely.
In any type of investment. So is there any option to extend the loan term if needed? And
yes.
You already spoke about that in the beginning, right?
100% we can. Just try not to keep it for too long because like we spoke about earlier, the longer you keep the property, the more interest you pay and, the more, and also the more the market could fluctuate too.
Yes.
I mean, anything could happen. There's hot markets, cold markets. So
yes.
You want to be able to hit it right where, where you planned from the beginning.
Yes. So, yeah, that's key, honestly. So how does the loan officer assess the potential profitability of a house flipping project?
So we actually have like a profit calculator where we plug it in. And to be safe, we always do a carrying time of 10 months, okay? So we plug in everything. It's not easy to calculate the expenses, right? The title charges, carrying costs, attorney fee, things like that. So we do have a calculator where we plug in all the numbers once we, get a ballpark purchase price and the budget, and we help you. And there's been times where people have brought us projects and there's no profit. And we also have to protect, our investment, right? Which is our money that we're lending on the project and the investor. So, aside from lending the money, we'll also guide you and let you know if it's a good investment or a bad investment.
Yes.
So we do look into that.
That's why we always talk about market knowledge, experience. You have to work with people that really knows the market.
I agree.
Okay? Because, that's why sometimes even Nick is surprised. We sell the house and we don't lose money.
I doubted Chani a few times where, I saw her list a few properties.
Please talk about that.
She listed, it was 2 properties, but one specific where I didn't think she was going to be able to sell it. And, somehow, I don't know how, but she got it sold and for a very, very strong number, and it was extremely impressive. I mean, good job on that.
Thank you. Well, thank you because you were part of this. And when you told me, like, are you sure? I got my numbers.
Yeah,
you are a number, person, but I got my numbers too.
No,
and thanks God,
on 2 separate occasions too.
Yes.
2 times.
Yes.
Impressive.
Amazing. Well, we try to 100%. Do our best. And that's the beauty of this. I get excited. I get very excited when I have to focus on getting this deal. I love learning. And every deal is different.
Definitely.
Right?
Very different.
Deal is different. Every house is different. So that's where the magic has to come.
And you learn something new every day.
Yes.
You learn something new every day, every deal, everything.
That's the beauty. Well, and working with people like you, it's amazing too.
Appreciate it.
Because you have a lot of, even you're young, you have a lot of experience. You're full-time and successful loan officer, and it helps a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, and you really, make things happen, like I told you before. So what is the recourse for unexpected issues during the renovation process that may impact the project's timeline?
I would say the biggest thing that I've seen quite a few times is permits. if you go for permits on a property, especially in Suffolk County, you have to have the right team in place, right? Expediter, architect, or even just, an agent who's going to guide you the right thing to do if it makes sense to even, come up with these permits to pull. I would say that. So that's a big thing. And then going back to, if you buy an occupied property, it could slow you down. You have to be prepared to either evict, right? Or help the people in the house get into a different living situation.
Correct.
So I'd say those are the two biggest things that I come across.
Correct.
Definitely.
Excellent. And so many more little things that can come out, right?
I mean, there's 100 of them we can go over. I don't think we have enough time.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Nick, we're going to a pause and then we come back.
Solo buenas vibras. Solo buenas vibras. Por aquí, por Latino Mix. Por Latino Mix. Dale play a tu bocina.
Okay, and we are back in Tu Casa Long Island, señores, with our special co-host today and sponsor, Nicholas Raimondi.
Thank you again.
Okay, so Nick, can you provide examples of successful house flipping projects you have financed in the past?
Success. I mean, there's been a lot. There's been hundreds of them, but as of recent, I would say probably the most successful one was, it was a recent project, Suffolk County, regular, renovation, and it went quick, about 6 months to renovate it, and it ended up the buyers for the property used to live on the same street that, the street that the house was on. They grew up there.
Yes.
So they bought the property, and they went $100,000 over what the property was worth just to get the house.
Wow.
So, I mean, I would say that's probably the most recent successful flipping story that I have.
Amazing.
With one of my clients. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, amazing. And can you tell the worst?
Yes. I would say the worst one that I have.
That you were like, no, Jesus Christ.
Worst one that I had was probably the squatter from hell. That was probably the worst one.
We just talk about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
where it took about 2 years to get the person out of the house, and unfortunately he knew the system very well, and he dragged it on, and which was most unfortunate of it all, before he actually finally did leave the property, completely destroyed it.
Wow.
Plumbing, electric, walls, I mean, you name it, everything was destroyed. So that was probably the worst experience for one of my clients, or for myself as well, because we went our money on it to do the investment. It's probably the worst. I would say, that was the worst one.
Yes, and I'm sure you learned a lot from that one.
Got to be careful buying those kind of properties. It could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Unfortunately, that time was a very bad thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. So, are there any resources or support services that the bank offers to the help first-time home flippers navigate through the process?
Yes. I mean, always, whether you're first time or experienced, we help, throughout the whole process, from contract all the way to when you go to sell the property. We're always here to support, but, besides us as the lenders, you should have a good team in place, like a realtor like yourself.
Correct.
A good attorney, which we know many good attorneys.
Correct.
So you need to have the whole team, and, especially the contractors. Contractors are huge. So if you're going to get into this business, you got to build a team, and it's not just your lender. Realtor, attorney, contractor. It's all about the team that you put together to have a successful flip.
Yes, I agree 100%. That's very important. That's key. That's basic. If no, I won't.
100%.
I mean, you need to have this team in place.
100. And before you start the project.
Yes, before.
It's never good to start to buy a house, and then after, start looking around and interviewing contractors. You should have everything in place beforehand,
Yes.
To
it's a great business opportunity, but you have to have a trusted, market knowledgeable people. You have to have this team in place.
100%.
Yes.
I agree.
So Nick, where the people can contact you?
Best way is my cell phone, which the number is on the screen in the back, 631-428-6928. You could call or text.
Perfect. And are you available what days?
I am available only Mondays. No, I'm only kidding. Available 7 days a week. And 7 days a week, again, call or text. It's the best way to reach me is my cell phone.
Amazing. And I'm sure this year, 2024, you are available 8 days a week.
8 days a week. That's
Correct?
right. 100%.
Just like me.
Yep. So.
Okay, well, amazing. It was an amazing interview.
Thank you so much.
I learned a lot today, and I'm sure our people that are watching us, they also learned a lot. And I hope, if you are thinking on starting this real estate flipping business, this is the moment, and Nicholas is your guide.
Thank you so much.
To go for it. And of course, I'm your real estate agent, and I'm going to help you finding this right property, okay? So we have it all here. Thank you. This is Tu Casa Long Island. Now, we haven't finished, Nick, because we have a special guest today. And we're going for a quick pause, and then we come back.
Solo buenas vibras. Solo buenas vibras. Por aquí, por Latino Mix. Por Latino Mix. Dale play a tu bocina.
Ok, estamos de regreso en Tu Casa Long Island. We're back. Tu Casa Long Island, and Nick and I have a special guest today, okay? Here is my dear friend, Juan. Juan, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Juan Vides, and I'm the owner of Tech ACS, and I'm also the founder of Winning on Wednesday. So it's a networking platform. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you because this is about growth. This is about getting our business to the next level, and this is the reason you are here.
That's right.
Okay, so can you first, you can talk about anything you like, because I love marketing. You know that.
Yeah.
So can you please help?
I think the most important thing is you have to get the information out there, right? It's you. The information is you. Marketing is you. The branding is you. Have to get the word out there, and it's just there's different platforms now. Before, back then, 50 years ago, it was the yellow book, right? Now there's so many social medias that you have to put in. So you have to play around with a lot of different platforms in order to get the word out there. But you could also be very strategic because you have to know your audience and your clientele, because there are all different age groups, different, so for example, I remember when Facebook came out, it used to be only for the college kids, right? But now Facebook is for the older people now.
Facebook is my favorite platform.
I know, but I'm just saying it's moved for the millennials. Now people are TikTok and now Snapchat and other platforms. And who knows in 5 years what could be another platform that's going to come in. And now there's disrupting with AI. It's going to be a lot of changes in the next couple of years. I'm excited about that with AI, so it's going to be good. So it's going to make things a lot more cheesier and automate more things.
Absolutely. So we were just talking about AI.
Yep.
Okay, how can we use more like the best of AI for our business?
Okay, so the first thing right now, AI has been around for a while. People don't realize that. So people have realized with AI has been around for a while. But now, with the exposure of ChatGPT and using that and other AI tools, is making things much quickly, much faster, and automating. Where as opposed to where it used to take time. So I'll give you, for instance, I have my own podcast show, as you know, and it used to take me about 2 to 3 days to do the video editing. But now with the AI, it takes me about 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. Because it's able to render, it's able to do process much quickly, much faster. And plus the computers are faster now, and with cloud computing and everything else like that that's coming out, it's all out there. So quantum computing too. Quantum is the future. So I can't wait for quantum computers to come out.
That's amazing. And the good thing is that you are here because you can help.
Absolutely.
We don't have a lot of time for all these, but definitely you can help.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you talk about branding, and I love that. Can you talk about how can we brand ourselves, our business?
Absolutely. Right now, if anything, with the pandemic has helped us, and what we're doing now, it's video. Video, I would say video is a new platform. The best thing you could do is, for instance, I'll give you an example, testimonials, for example. You know how a written testimonial? But
Yes.
what better to have a video testimonial? That's even more powerful, more captivating.
Powerful, yes.
And the cool thing is now there are AI tools that you could take transcriptions and transcribe so that you'd get the text. Now you could take that text, put in ChatGPT, and now you have an article for your website. It's that simple nowadays. Back then you had to think about it, and then you had to write about it. But now it's automated. But I always advise, do not copy and paste with ChatGPT. Please put the human touch to it. There has to
Yes.
be a human element into AI. It always has to be a human element because we are creators. The AIs are not creators.
Yes.
We are the creators. We are the people that express ourselves artistically, and we are, from our minds and our thoughts, our conscious, we
Correct.
are our creators. So we are in control, not AI. AI never will control thoughts in themselves
Yes.
because they're not human. It's not capable.
Yes.
There was an interview, I don't know if you saw Elon Musk, and I forgot the guy's name. And the guy said that the AI will never be smarter than the humans, and Elon Musk disagreed.
Yes.
He disagreed. He said they're wrong. Which is kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I look. Not in our lifetime would it be Sentinel. Like they're talking about Terminator. Okay.
Right.
Not in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Sentinel. It can't think on its own right now. And I don't think in our lifetime that will ever happen.
Yes.
I'll hold you to that. Okay.
Please.
No, because look, there's always good and bad, right? There's always good and bad, and there's always a balance. You know, it's in nature. It's always a balance in the universe. So we always have your hackers, and you have your people who are fighting against hackers. You know, you have your people who are on the right side. So it's always going to be a balance. So think about that. Nature's always balanced.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
And I always, I'm sure you probably have the same. You always wonder. So let's say right now we're talking about, I don't know, an Italian restaurant, right?
Sure.
How come when I leave here on my phone, it's going to pop up an Italian restaurant on my sponsored ads?
Because it's listening to you.
Okay.
It's listening to you. Either Siri or Alexa is listening to your conversation.
Right.
So whatever you could do. One thing you could do, put it on an airplane mode or completely shut it off. But if you shut it off, the NSA is listening to you anyway, so it doesn't
Oh
matter.
my God.
So it doesn't matter.
But people like you are throwing up those sponsored ads now, right?
Well,
as a marketer.
Right. So the algorithm is being sold by a third-party
Nice.
provider. So then we know how they target it to. So whatever app you're using, it communicates with the third party for the information that it gathers. But you have to pay for that information.
Right.
You have to pay Google, Facebook for that information because they have the information. They know their audience and their clients. They know who they, quote unquote, can introduce you to.
But it's good because let's say someone like myself, or let's say Chani, who is a big real estate agent. So now you have the opportunity to provide her to pop up on somebody's phone who's talking about real estate.
Yes, but it's very expensive. It's not, you have to pay.
Scary.
Yeah, but you can do that. Yes, technically
Wow.
you can do that.
Wow.
Yeah, that is
That's
a lot.
crazy, isn't
I
it?
know. Yeah.
The other platform that I'm seeing, because like TV, cable is going away now. Everybody's streaming, right?
Right.
Yes.
The one of the things that I'm seeing now is ads. Crazy. And to your point, I was just talking to we were just having a conversation with my wife the other day, and I'm seeing Hulu. And all of a sudden, I see a video game we're talking about on Hulu. I'm like, yeah, they're listening. To
Coincidence,
us.
right?
Yeah, they're listening to us. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like what you said about putting your touch. Like what I do is I do my test.
Yes.
Right? I write it down. Let's say I'm doing a bio or a resume. I put all the information and I just ask them to edit it more like professional
Yes.
keywords. And
Yep.
it's amazing.
Yes.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, you always have to
So-
put your own personal
touch to it. I wasn't born in this country. For the listeners out there, I was born in El Salvador. I'm Salvadorian. Came here when I was 4 years old, and I've always been self-conscious about my grammar. Because English was not my first language. So thank God for Grammarly. And thank God for AI. That I'm able to get more confident now. I'm a better speaker, as you can hear me speak. I can speak well, right? But when it came down to writing, I've always been self-conscious about the writing. But the interesting about Grammarly, and I paid the subscription. The other day I was writing something, and I'm like, "Where's the errors? Where's the errors?" Because Grammarly is like your English teacher. So it trains you. So it's kind of nice as the AI or software that trains you how to write better.
We spoke about that earlier before we started.
Yes.
How I'm seeing a lot of emails come through now, like perfectly written and very, very professional, which is, I mean, clearly, an AI email.
But at the end of the day, it's getting the point to the,
100%.
pictures, instead of,
100%.
I used to do consulting for a UK company, so for 5 years, and I used to go to London, different culture out there, and their emails, oh my Lord, is because they like to quote, the Brits, they like to, they show off their stuff. But it's interesting about that though. But I wholly recommend, using AI for that, for your business.
Yes.
That to your point, it make you sound more professional. Because I mean, having mistakes, grammar, that also offsets some people, and it could close a deal. You could lose a deal like that.
Yeah, and everyone's always moving so fast now. That,
correct.
If you're one of these people like me, who you're sending out 100 emails a day, corresponding with people, you can make a mistake. It could be, just typing.
Yes.
So it is good to use.
And think about, Nicholas, in your industry, you're dealing with thousands of dollars transactions. You want to deal with people who are serious.
100%.
People like, what would you get with a bank with spelling mistakes all the time? You wouldn't want to do business with that bank.
Yep. I agree.
Of course. So Juan, what do you recommend? Like, which social media platforms do you recommend for a business owner that maybe it's not starting, but they want to go to the next level? And I mean, we have to, all of us, in this time.
I say the first thing I say is be on all of them, right? Because it doesn't cost anything. It's just to create a profile, costs time. After that, be strategic. Be strategic.
Okay.
Go where you need to go, because you could use these platforms to get some traffic. Because remember, these websites, or like Facebook, LinkedIn, they get a lot of traffic. So if you put your profile website there, you're putting it out there. So it's helping drive more traffic. So in other words, using all these social media to drive traffic to your website, or drive traffic to you, to your brand.
Correct. And
So I recommend being out there everywhere.
okay, I don't have a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I'm going to open a TikTok account.
No, you
I'm
will.
not just
You will.
sure.
You will. After we leave today, you're gonna open it. You will. You're gonna see. You're gonna be sold. You'll see. We'll get it on it.
It takes a lot of time.
No, it doesn't, because you don't know how to tools. Once you know how to use CapCut, once you know how to use all the AI tools, it's so easy. It's like template. It's all you have to do is hit a button, and it does everything for you. It makes you look like a rock star.
Amazing.
What about LinkedIn? LinkedIn's a dying platform.
No, LinkedIn.
I'm one of the first person that opened a LinkedIn account.
No, LinkedIn is still useful. I mean, to give you, for instance, okay, I'm going to be doing an event in the next couple of months, and I'm going to be doing it with state agencies. I mean, I'm reaching out to NASA.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I wasn't able to do that before.
Wow.
Now that I have on LinkedIn, there are a lot of people from NASA that I'm kind of connected with. So, if NASA's listening, I'm looking for a corporate sponsor, NASA, so hopefully they'll come with us.
Amazing. So what about the content?
The content, yes, content is king. With Google, content is king. With all the search engines out there, content is king. But again, it has to be good, relevant content. It just cannot be a content for the sake of content. You can't just copy and paste something from one thing and just put in ChatGPT and just say, let me copy and paste this. No,
Correct.
You have to put the work in.
Correct.
The more
you gotta
work
be a little creative too. I've been seeing a lot of the same content from some people.
Yeah.
It
becomes very, it's cliche, so to speak. Very cliche. So you have to stand out from the crowd. You have to make yourself different,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, Juan, we're going to have you in our next episode next week. And I would like to, you tell our people how they can call you.
Sure.
Business owner, real estate agents, loan officers, lawyers.
Yeah.
All of them. How can they contact you?
You can contact me at 212-202-1952 is my telephone number. Again, it's 212-202-1952. And you could go to my website, which is techacs.com. And again, we've been doing this for 25 years with digital marketing. And 25 years of digital marketing is a long time.
Bueno, mi gente, este ha sido Tu Casa Long Island en inglés hoy. How did I did my interview in English?
You did perfect.
It was good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really good.
You kept us.
Pasé la prueba.
Sí.
Okay. Okay, so we can keep doing interviews in English, Nick, okay? See you next week here, okay, Nick?
Sounds good.
Bueno, gracias, señores. Gracias por su sintonía. Este ha sido Tu Casa Long Island. Y aquí nos hemos estado aprendiendo muchísimo. Y queremos de verdad que usted, si este año se propuso comprar su primera casita, estamos aquí para ayudarle. Yo soy Chaini Díaz, su negociadora experta en bienes raíces, 631-408-1072. Nuestro amigo, nuestro sponsor, Nicolás Raimondi, estará también la próxima semana trayéndole más contenido sobre préstamos básicos porque él hace de todo. Y esta semana quisimos enfocarnos en todo lo que es flipping houses porque tenemos muchas personas que quieren empezar a comprar esa casa, a generar ese ingreso, pero no tienen la información. Y usted se ha dado cuenta que es fácil, pero es fácil porque nosotros somos profesionales, porque Nick sabe lo que hace esto todos los días y ayuda a personas igual que usted a generar ese ingreso, a hacer ese flip que tenga sentido y que le genere ingresos. Así es que esto ha sido por esta semana todo. También le agradecemos a nuestro amigo Juan Vides por estar aquí en este día. Y bueno, muchísimas gracias a todos ustedes. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Y recuerde que este es el año donde usted va a realizar su sueño americano de comprar su casa.